Hi, it's Grandpa Butler here. Welcome to another art brief art fun experience. We're going to take this beautiful suburban home here and render it a little bit in a Van Gogh style. So we don't have anything quite like this to go by in Van Gogh artwork. We have some country chateaus, but without referencing those. Let's take a whack at this. What we're going to do in the sky is use the light blue and a regular blue, and then we're going to have clouds the underside of which will be crimson. Also, I'll probably use a crimson for the trunk of the tree. These greens here for the tree here. Try to render that Van Gogh style. For the house, a light blue ochre, a little bit of ochre in there. And the roof will have this indigo blue here. Some English red to mark out the squares there, a kind of bright red for this truck. And these greens here for the lawn, moss green and dark green. Okay, so let's get started with the sky and put our crayons aside for a second and hopefully remember where they are when we need them. Okay, so let's do clouds, and we're going to do clouds here by, I don't know exactly how Van Gogh would do a cloud, but don't you think it would be kind of a fun cloud like that, and maybe another fun cloud like this, and maybe a third fun cloud over here, and then he would have his sky coming up and going around the clouds, and maybe coming down through the clouds like that and like that, and going around and around and around. So Van Gogh did a lot of really clever, insightful things with his paint, drawing kind of the vision of how he could see things in a different way. Our use of watercolor crayons will try and simulate sort of Van Gogh-ness here, but Grandpa doesn't have any of Van Gogh's genius to draw upon here. And if Van Gogh was here, he'd say, Grandpa, no, that's not, it should be darker right here and should be swirling around the building more than you have it. What kind of artiste are you anyway, Grandpa? That's what he would be saying. What kind of artiste are you, Grandpa? And not much. I'm doing this to have fun, and at the suggestion of some of my granddaughters, and with the help of Soren, who is grandson, and who has shown me how one can get involved in these kinds of recordings of the artwork. Now, okay, so we're going to do blues here, and intermittent here, and maybe white and blues here, intermittent like this, intermittent here, maybe leave some white out there, and on the bottom of the clouds we're going to have some red. So just we'll try and draw that a little bit more lightly than some of these other colors. This is a crimson red here, and so this is the underside of these clouds, and we are trying to do gracious undersiding here and there. And so let's light up and see what we've got so far. Watercolor brushes. here with the regular watercolor crayons, and we'll work stroke here along where we've worked the crayons on our Van Gogh rendering of a beautiful suburban house. How's that? No house in particular, but that's a secret between me and Ella. Okay, so we come up here like this, and down like that, and around here. So Ella, notice that I am not trying to go back and forth here. I am just stroking along the same path to put my crayons in, because I want the pigment actually to remain in the picture as part of the artwork and be a sort of cheap Van Gogh-ish kind of guy, or gal, as the case may be. Now we'll do the clouds. We'll leave some whites there. This light blue dissolves more than I want in this case. I want those Van Gogh-like strokes here. And I just want you to see the potential here. If you did it yourself, you could take more time and do a much better job than Grandpa's doing here. Okay, now the tree. The trees, we've got a couple of greens for the trees. And so if we were to be a Van Gogh here, how would Van Gogh do a pine tree? Would it be like this? Start and stop, but kind of follow curves and circles in the universe. Wow, kind of like that so far. There's maybe a second green here, right? There's a dark green. Again, start and stop with my greens. Someplace the dark green will be on the outside. Someplace the lighter green will be on the outside. That feels kind of Van Gogh-ish to me, but all of you who are upset with my understanding of Van Gogh, having seen Starry Night once, you can call in the French art police and stick them on me. I think that would be entirely appropriate. I'm just going to come up and down there for the trunk there. And let's light that up and then come down to the house. Again, Ella, we don't want to stroke too much on your house here. We want to leave the pigment in here as a kind of sign of the artsiness of our project, as an impression of the suburban house, and even maybe do more curvy stuff than we did in the crayon, or at least have the curvy stuff come out finally. How's that? Okay, so then we got this tree in here. We have some bushes here, which I guess we could render here, but these are going to be fence line here. Which will render kind of like this, and like that, and just touch it up a bit, and then lots of lawn, and leave those touched up bits here. We have some bushes. I guess let's go from right to left, and we'll do bushes kind of like the trees, and these kind of circles, and some bushes there, and some bushes there, and yeah, let's do some strokes for, so what, Grandpa, why did you do the outline of the house there if you're not going to follow and color up to the outline? Well, sort of wanted to leave, I'm afraid if I was too impressionistic, Ella, you wouldn't be able to tell that it was a house. You might think it was a moose running around in the wilderness. Maybe a mountain lion, ferocious teeth, it's got its mouth open there. But by having a drawing, I would help dissuade those notions, hopefully. Okay, so the roof here. Now this roof here, it's going to do the sky blue, but no, the roof I want to have a different blue. Instead of just a blue, I'm going to have an indigo blue here, doing it in lines that way, doing this in lines this way. Actually be even better if I just went up and down, right? Like that. And then occasionally have a line, E being Van Gogh liked blue a lot, light blue a lot, or at least had access to a lot, so let's put some light blue in there. Put a dark blue at the bottom here. And do that, and then we'll do the house and the lawn, and we'll be just about done. Stroke, 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 stroke. Okay. And you're thinking I overdid that, way too many strokes. Yeah, I know. Grandpa are well-meaning kind of older people, so just keep that in mind. So what we're going to do is we're going to kind of do circles here for the house, front of the house here, and a circle there, and we'll do circles there, and over here, and kind of a circle there. And the concrete is going to be kind of light. Light circles coming out. Like so. And like so. It's going to be kind of a sidewalk, kind of concrete. I think that Van Gogh, but I'm not sure, maybe his art critics will write me and set me straight on this, would not use Payne's gray for the concrete, even if that's a closer match. I think he'd go for something like ochre or some fun color here. Oh, so we got windows here. Let's go back to our blues for the windows here. And we'll do a window there, and a window there, and there, and a window there. Grandpa's going to leave the door kind of white. And then he's going to do circles of lighter blue here for that sticky out part, and also for the garage opener here. Okay, let's, so far that's pretty wild, Eleanor. I hope you having fun when you see this and do it yourself. So I appreciate your suggestion because I'm having fun doing this unknown but beautiful suburban location here. So see the idea of the circles here, and he also left white spaces off in here. Well, I didn't leave white spaces, he painted them in. And that's something we could do as well, but we are not. We're going to just try and leave some white spaces here. And since this is concrete around here, and maybe on the far side, let's just put a little bit of that in there to give it some closure on both sides of the house there. Okay, now we have the garage to do, the driveway to do, the truck, and then I think Van Gogh would leave some white spaces in here. I'm having trouble my brush being kind of sloppy and leaving some white spaces. I am sloppy in so many aspects of my life. Why can't I leave a white space here and there? Even if just by accident. Okay. And last two parts here are going to be the grass. I think since it's a suburban lawn, maybe something like moss green flowing into a darker green, just coming down here, might be a prototypical Van Gogh rendering of suburban grass, but I don't know. You can tell me. I think it's way too structured to be a nice Van Gogh, but that was fun doing it. Eleanor, sorry if you're disappointed, but it was a great suggestion and I'm having a lot of fun. Again, when you stroke, I don't, especially in all my watercolors, I like to leave pigment behind as sort of an indication of life here. Everything's not perfectly flat. But in this case, it's kind of the Van Gogh style. I think I should do this more often, right? Could say, no, it's not because I'm an idiot, it's because I am a descendant of Van Gogh in terms of what I like to do. I don't know how to render trucks, small trucks in Van Gogh style, so we're just going to do up and down lines like that. One across there. Dark back window in the cab. And dark tires. Could have done them black with the pen, because I think maybe we need to come back and go over the house with a pen and do more circle type things. But we shall see. And I think we may take that off and outline the things there. Thanks. Yeah, so I took the tape off and just outlined a little bit better around the house. It seemed to be something that Van Gogh did implicitly or explicitly in his paintings. That was fun. Hey, love you all. Take good care of yourselves and be kind to one another. Bye-bye.